Good morning. Today is Monday, November 18th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm Andrew Garcia. Thunderstorms and the potential for dangerously high winds will continue throughout the morning, but we can expect the storms to pass through the area starting around noon. It'll be chilly with highs in the low 70s, lows dropping to the 50s overnight. President-elect Donald Trump has made it clear he wants to deport undocumented immigrants. Those who have protection from deportation through the program known as DACA are still scared and worried. We'll hear more of that story in just a moment. Grand Prairie ISD lawyers want to move Superintendent Jorge Arredondo's lawsuit against the district out of state court and into federal court. District lawyers argue the suspended superintendent's claim of discrimination makes it a federal case, but Arredondo's lawyer disagrees, saying it's a way around his temporary restraining order. For 2 years, Fort Worth's Mercy Culture Church has tried to build a shelter for human trafficking survivors. Texas Representative Nate Schatzline, who's a pastor at the church, has voiced his support before the city's zoning commission. Neighbors believe that building on church property would cause an overflow of parking into the area. The decision will ultimately come down to a Fort Worth City Council vote on December 10th. During his first term as president, Donald Trump tried to eliminate what's known as deferred action for childhood arrivals. The Obama-era program offers protection from deportation for undocumented immigrants brought to the country as children. As the Texas newsroom Stella Chavez reports, DACA recipients are worried about what a second Trump presidency will mean for them.
Jemima Martinez has felt profound sadness since Trump's election night win over Vice President Kamala Harris. The North Texas resident says she had a feeling he would win, but still,
I'm more upset than I thought I would be. When I woke up and realized that a lot of Latinos had voted for him, that just threw me over the edge.
For the last 12 years, Martinez has been able to live and work in the U.S. as a DACA recipient, a status she has to renew every 2 years. Martinez was 13 when her mom brought her to Texas, a decision her mom made to protect her from drug cartel violence. Now she can't shake the fear she feels when she hears Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric and threats of mass deportation.
I am dealing with a lot of doubt right now because I don't know what will happen. I don't know if during these 4 years I'm gonna have a major life change that I'll have to end up in another country.
She's not alone. More than 500,000 individuals in the U.S. have DACA status. 89,000 of them live in Texas, the second largest group in the country. For several years, DACA has been tied up in a legal battle. Last month, a panel of federal judges in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments. Like the Trump administration, Texas has sought to end the program. Many experts say the case will likely land before the Supreme Court. It's unclear what, if anything, a second Trump administration would do.
First of all, it's important to note that as important as DACA was, Trump himself did not make the announcement to end it.
That's Thomas Saenz. He's president and general counsel of the Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund, which has been involved in the case.
He delegated that to Attorney General Jeff Sessions, which may be an indication that his support for ending DACA was not as strong.
Saenz says Trump is as likely as not to let the case move forward and focus instead on other areas of immigration policy. Another thing to consider, polls have shown significant support for DACA status holders across the political spectrum.
Well, he has obviously articulated consistently a very anti-immigrant line. He also knows that DACA recipients are critically important to our economy and to our society. So I would not predict that he would make ending DACA a priority.
For now, DACA recipients like Edilza Lopez wonder if their future plans will be upended. Lopez was brought to the U.S. from Guatemala when she was 12. Today, she works as an accountant in Austin.
My greatest hope has always been to become a lawyer. I want to build a future where I can make a difference. I want to create stability for my daughter and help her grow up with security and opportunities that every child deserves.
Lopez says during Trump's first term, she saw how immigrants weren't welcomed. She's afraid that sentiment will only grow worse during his second term.
And that realization really breaks my heart because immigrants, especially undocumented ones, give so much to this country through our labor, our dedication, and hard work.
Lopez says she and other DACA recipients must continue to raise their voices so they aren't forgotten.
That was the Texas Newsroom's Stella Chavez reporting. Following a season unfortunately full of losses, over the weekend the Dallas Wings got a big win when they secured the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming WNBA draft. The Wings had a 45% chance of winning the top spot in the draft lottery and are largely expected to pick the consensus best player, point guard Paige Bueckers. And tonight it's the Cowboys versus the Texans at AT&T Stadium for some Monday Night Football. Both teams have been on a bit of a losing streak for the past few games, but we'll see those tides turn for one of the teams tonight. This is your last week to check out Art House Dallas's annual gallery exhibit. Admire pieces from 25 artists at the Umbrella Gallery in Deep Ellum. For more information and other things to do, visit kera.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. The show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter. That's written by our colleague, Catherine Hobbs. You can connect with us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of those three. We're at KERATX. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.